Hello, my friends. Today's date is January the 28th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date, or if this is an anniversary or special occasion date, but primarily this is a birthday reading for the year to follow. It's a four card pull, a general energy card that says something about maybe it's a sustained energy through the year, maybe it's something that breaks it up and calls it for attention, calls you to have attention to it. The next card is a challenge, a specific challenge you might face. Then an action you can take to stay in balance, and then an outcome or synopsis card. We'll talk to that in a minute. This is the general energy card of this year to follow, and it is about the mentor. And what is the mentor but the teacher, the guru, the guide, um, that being who appears to help you along your way. Now, a mentor may be feel like they're cold, or they might feel like they're welcoming, or they might feel like they're aloof, or that they might feel like they're non-responsive, or that they're highly enthusiastic. The mentor comes in many different forms as a teacher, but ultimately the mentor uh, knows which face and what and how to get um, how to let someone sip from the magical understandings that are flowing down upon us like a giant waterfall of mysticism. And the mentor teaches how to isolate and appreciate portions of that in usable bites, and they know how to give that sacred information that they're willing to offer. And the mentor usually is not someone who holds it about themselves as being the highest and the holiest of information, but understands that they are a channel, understands that they're here to deliver sacred information and offer it up to those who are ready to hear it. Now, what does this talk about? Does this talk about you apprenticing with someone as a mentor and student, or is this talking about someone who flashes into your life momentarily to offer up a brilliance of understanding for you, or is this about you becoming the mentor and teaching and healing someone else and remembering that you're the channel and you're the guide and you're the teacher that helps someone else find their own self, their own way, their own path. You are here to offer your insights for how for them to come on their path in a clearer and cleaner way, or they're coming to you to show you that. And exactly what is your challenge, January 28th? Well, it is the magician. So normally this card is a card that says the magician knows how to take from air, wisdom, knows how to take from water, uh, balanced understandings of how to use emotions and how to heal emotions and how to heal someone's pain. Uh, they take from fire the impulse to find the flame and to be the flame and to have a sustainable flame that creates and goes after sacred will, and then to have the earth, the physical abilities, the talents, the gifts, the the studies, the practices to make magic happen in the world. It takes all of those levels, the four directions, to see and play with the physical and energetic energy of the world. It also takes groundedness in the earth to make things usable, and it also takes the wisdom to channel, the openness to channel from the highest and most sacred of places, to have that information come down into you and give you truth and help you to talk about it and live it and dance it in a remarkably clear and powerful way. Now, this is your challenge. To what is your challenge? Well, I think your challenge in particular is that you've learned a lot about your different gifts. You've learned a lot about how to manifest things. You've learned a lot about how to put your energy towards something useful and powerful and good in the world, and there's a sacredness in your heart and a sacredness in your soul. But there's some kind of fear, I think, about maybe using magic in a negative way or a harmful way or an unclear way, and you're I think afraid to cast your spells. In other words, you're afraid to give your voice to something that you feel could be true and needed, but there's some kind of fear that keeps you from enacting your magichood. And so, what is that fear? And that is the issue I think that needs to be looked at this year. What stops you from being your magical self? What stops you from putting your words out in powerful and positive affirmations? What stops you from dancing lightly on the earth and calling from all the directions to create beauty and soulful meaning for yourself and for others? So, is that where the mentor comes in? I believe so. I think the mentor is here to help you to find yourself and connect with yourself and to rise above some kind of fear that you have about yourself not being good enough or not having the right words or not having the right potentials and abilities or not having the groundedness, whatever is that issue. This is the action to take, and it's Crow. When this is primarily, I think Crow is primarily about a mental level of understanding. They attribute to Crow the ability to caw the law, and maybe this is a projection, but it's a beautiful statement. It's a beautiful statement about Crow's understanding that there is a physical law, a human law that is made for humans to be civilized together, but that's not necessarily fair and just to everybody, and it's certainly not afforded to any one particular person's or group's spiritual inclinations versus any others, especially in a democracy like we have, hopefully. And so the Crow understands that there's human laws that are good laws for learning for us to be together, but they're not necessarily the most beneficial or the most truth. Then there's a sacred and a spiritual law that really talks more about whatever religion pretty much comes to: love, respect, compassion, forgiveness, honoring our brothers and sisters as equals, as invitees to partake in the dance of life, that we're all aspects of creator, that each one of us is a creator within ourselves. And I think that therein is a lot of understanding of what you need to do. Keep looking at your heart, because your heart is the bridge between that common law or human law and that spiritual law. And oftentimes you have to give way to the common law because, offer up to Caesar what is Caesar's, but offer up to Creator what is Creator's. So you have to stay true to your sacred self, your holistic self, your moral and ethical self, your highest sight self. And sometimes that, has to punch up against the human law. And I think on some levels that's probably what you're afraid of, is if you state your highest law, your most sacred laws, then it's going to come up against the physical contours of our country or of whatever group you're involved with, or your family, or whoever you are having this challenge of being and manifesting your truth in your dance and in your actions and in your soul. So look to the higher laws, look to the holy laws, look to the sacred laws that talk to your heart, not necessarily your mind, but talk to your heart. And you'll know truth when you feel it, when you see it, when you honor it, and you'll tell truth as you feel it, as you see it, as you honor it. And in that way of learning how to tell your truth and learning how to also understand that other people are not going to share the same truth, because on a small level we're humans in our little boxes, but on the big level we're the conglomerate consciousness of the universe. So you have to break through your own patterns and break through your own cultures, patterns, and family patterns of belief, and cultures, patterns of belief, and self patterns of belief in order to open to a wider understanding of yourself. And in that way, do you become the mentor? In that way, do you become the teacher? And I think you're calling to you this year a teacher who will talk to you about spiritual law and what that means and how to live it and how to enact it and how to understand it on its deepest of levels and how to go about uh, holding that flame up for others to see and understand through you, and for you to then step into that role of being a mentor for someone else. But this is a year, I think, to learn about you being the mentor and to get some clarity from another teacher or teachings that may come into you. Aho Mataklias and blessed be.